Easton or Chandra. My parents say Chandra, so I just can't get them to do it right. In any case, I am here because Michael has had a baby. So he's in the 2-week baby bubble. And so I'm substituting for him, and it's worked out well because it's helped me get familiar with the space and the community. I'm starting a class in September, on the 20th of September, Tuesday nights, 7 to 8:30. So, it's nice to be with you all, and I'm happy to see more than just a few people here. Katie warned me that there might be a small group because a lot of the community are burners. I've never been, but could be good to experience that once, yeah. In any case, what we'll do tonight is we will start with some movement. I know Michael does that too, so we'll just do about 10 or 15 minutes of some simple kind of joint mobilization exercises to get the body ready for seated meditation. And then we'll do that. And I'm feeling that tonight would be really great to do Tonglen, sending and receiving practice. We'll start with some shamatha, some mindfulness of breathing, just to settle in and relax, get grounded and feeling good. And then I'll guide you through Tonglen practice, which is similar to metta, but it's a more Mahayana-based practice that is very popular in Tibetan Buddhism, Himalayan Buddhist traditions, and it's a wonderful way to cultivate compassion, bodhicitta, with the compassionate intent to awaken for the benefit of all beings. So it's a good tool to have, especially when times are tough. Sometimes I think of doing like a class or workshop called Tonglen for tough times, It's kind of like a good practice to have from time to time. So I wanted to share it with you. How many people have done Tonglen before? It means sending and receiving. Yeah, okay, so maybe almost half the group. Pema Chodron, the Western Tibetan Buddhist monk, nun, popularized it. Also Chogyam Trungpa popularized it here in the West. But there are many different ways you can do it. And so I've taught this for maybe 15 years. It's one of my favorite practices. And then we'll have some discussion at the end. Okay? All right. So let's all stand up. I'm going to move a little slowly. I have a little back spasm, so I will be modeling the simple versions of things, but it's not too complex. This is based in the tradition that I've studied and taught for many years called Shadow Yoga, Chaya Yoga. And the founder of Shadow Yoga, Shandor Rinpoche, adopted these movements from martial arts traditions, but actually he found that they trace back to Hatha Yoga traditions in India, particularly a text called the Hatha Tattva Kaumudi, and it talks about simply mobilizing the joints before you do Hatha practice. So let's start in a standing meditation position with the heels together and the feet a little bit turned out. Bring right hand and then left hand to your navel. Allow the eyes to close or rest at a comfortable angle towards the floor. You can be on or off your cushion, whatever feels good to you. Start to take some deep breaths. And notice any tension in the upper body, the shoulders, the face. Let the chest be buoyant, lifted, shoulder blades down the back. Reach up through the crown of the head and draw the chin in towards the center of the throat. Bring the tongue to the upper palate at the root of the top front teeth. Let the tip of the tongue rest there gently, don't press hard. How's the volume? Can you hear me back there okay? Start root? Okay. And then feel the two corners of the mouth slightly turn up, as if you're about to smile. Relax the space between the brow. And feel the breath rise and fall beneath the palms of the hands. And then notice your legs, feel the leg bones rooting into the feet bones. Feel the bones of the feet relax, the tissues of the feet relaxed against the support of the floor or the cushion. Really use the plumb line, gravity aligned through the bones. Don't use the muscles, don't grip anything. See if you can stand as relaxed as possible. If you know Ujjayi breath, the gentle yet triumphant breath, a slight constriction at the root of the throat helps to slow down the breath as it flows in and out of the body. But don't grip at the throat, just a gentle narrowing of the passage, like you would narrow a hose if you didn't want water to flow so freely through it. And it'll make a hissing sound, just a very slight sound. And let that sound soothe your body, soothe your mind into the moment, standing meditation. Feel the tailbone reaching down towards the heels, and the crown of the head reaching up towards the heavens. If there's any subtle layers of tension, feel the brainstem. Base of the skull. Soften that area. Good, so now release the hands, open the eyes if they were closed, and now feet parallel, heels all open. Now we're going to do it's like the base. We're working at the base first, and then we come up and we do the neck, shoulders, wrists, spine, hips, knees. So the base, I'll just show you. You don't have to turn, but I'm showing you my profile so that you can do like that. Rest the weight of the right foot on the top of the toes, a little bit behind the left foot. And now circle outward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And reverse. 1, 2. Feel the spiraling going through the body, all the way up through the crown. 8. And then other side. Good. Watch. And 1, 2. Really root into the standing leg. Good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You really want to get the mobility happening through the toes and the ankle. 6, 7, 8. Good. Now stand. Feet hip-width distance apart. Coming up to the head and the neck. Exhale the chin towards the chest and then to the right, making circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like you're drawing a circle on an imaginary mirror with your nose. You don't need to throw the head too far back at all. It's more of a lateral turn. And if you get dizzy, you can just do lateral stretches like this. 2 more rounds if you're doing the circles. And coming around to the center and reverse. To the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feel the weight in your feet, the breath in the belly. 7, last one, and 8. Inhale, head to neutral, look at like your drishti, your focal point, at a comfortable angle towards the floor, and circle the shoulders, forward, up, down, and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, good, keep breathing. 5, 6, 7, 8, reverse, 1, relax the throat, relax the jaw, keep breathing. 6, 7, and 8. Now the wrists. Interlace the fingers in front of the face. Start rotating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Reverse. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now spiral the arms like helicopter arms, turning the spine, and the head turns too. You can make this a small movement like me tonight because my low back doesn't want to do a lot of movement, or you can do a bigger movement. Feels good. Listen to your body. Front hand taps the front of the shoulder, that's the lung point, stimulating the lung function. The back hand taps the kidney point, stimulating kidney function. Make sure the neck is relaxed. You can let the hips rotate with the spine and shoulders, or you can hold the hips firm, like you're standing in sand or something, mud. It's a deeper lumbar twist if you hold the hips static. I like to do this a lot, so I don't count. But you normally would do like 8 cycles to each side. Let's do a few more rounds. Last time to your left, and then release the arms, and the hips kind of follow the arm as it descends. You're spiraling the hips to the right. 1. And your face, your chest, everything's kind of soft, relaxed, laid back, cool, California style, just chill, like, what is it, hang loose. And reverse. 1, it's like you're drawing a circle with your tailbone on the floor. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Feet together. Now you're going to bend the knees from the back of the knees forward. So instead of going like back with the hips, you do, but not as much. When you bend from the back of the knees forward, bring the hands to the knees, above the knees. Relax the shoulders, face downward cast so you don't tighten the neck, and start to rotate the knees. 1, 2. You're really in the shins here. It's for the knees, but it's also for the ankles. Keep the heels down. 7, 8. Reverse. 1, 2. You can do little circles if that feels better, if you have sensitive knees. 6, 7, and 8. Stand up. Feet hip-width distance apart. We're doing sarpa. I'm going to do this really small, but you can go bigger if you want. It's like a wave motion through the whole body. You can watch one if you want. You go back a little bit, bend the knees, and then shift the hips forward. I'm not going to be really wavy-gravy tonight, but I think you get the idea. You can close the eyes and feel it organically. It's like a wave crashing through the body, all the way from the soles of the feet up to the crown of the head. Five, 6, 7, and 8. Last one coming up. Inhale the arms, reach overhead. If you want, you can let the head go back. Then as you bring the hands down, chin down, exhale, right as the hands pass in front of the face, press the energy down into the feet. Again, inhale. As you inhale, root the energy into the feet, then chin down, exhale, pressing the energy down into the earth, rooting, sending the taproot down, inhale. Exhale. Good. Okay, so let's step together. Exhale, bow. And let's make the bow into something a little more. Now release the hands down. If you want to, you can bend the knees and just spend some time relaxing the spine, letting the head go heavy, lengthening the neck, lengthening the hamstrings, and releasing the back. It's good for the back to do this. This feels good for me. But I've got to keep my knees bent. So really listen to your body, either straight if you feel the capacity, or a little bend in the knees. If you need to widen your stance, you can. A few more breaths, you can nod the head. Yes. And then shake it no, gently. Breathing into the belly. Good. And then, you guys can just exhale and come down onto your cushion. I'm going to come onto my chair. Making sure you're in a comfortable position. I want to give a little chair advice. So for people who meditate in chairs, it's actually, even though these chairs are really great, I love these chairs, they're very comfy to be back in, and that's okay, you can do that. But sometimes I'd also like to invite you to sit forward on the edge of the chair, and then tilt this pelvis a little forward so you get this natural S curve rather than a slouch curve. And that way, the spine can be straight, the chest is lifted, the chin is gently down, and you're in a nice kind of upright, energized position rather than more of a slouchy bucket seat position. That's up to you. It's nice to try new things. Relax the shoulders. Bring the hands to your thighs. Just resting the palms down. Or if you wish, you can take the mudra of meditative equipoise, the left hand supporting the right, and then the thumbs gently touching, and that's resting right here at the lap. It's up to you. Let's close the eyes. You can take a moment to make sure this is the seat for you tonight. It's nice within the first 30 seconds to give yourself the freedom to adjust. Make sure you're comfortable. I'm going to invite you to sit with relative stillness as much as possible. For the sit, we do an hour sit. Take a moment to arouse a heartfelt motivation for our practice. If you wish, you can take the Bodhicitta Mudra. 2 middle fingers straight, the other fingers folded, the thumbs parallel. This symbolizes the single-pointed intention to practice for the benefit of all beings. Make a personal prayer. And then release the hands back to your lap or thighs. Relax the shoulders, relax the face. Feel your sits bones rooted. On the cushion, feel the support of the earth. Releasing tension with each out-breath. Really allowing yourself to focus, to cultivate relaxation. Even relaxing this sense of a person meditating, I am meditating. Even relax that. That's a deep muscle deep inside. Call it the ego, the ahankara, the I maker, whatever that is. See if you can soften that and just be open to experiencing this moment fresh, like a child, free of projection, free of goals, free of ego. Release into that. You soften the brainstem. Release the jaw, the lower molars releasing away from the upper molars. And then feel that stillness wash over you. Quality of just being here in the moment with your breath and your body. Let the breath be a gentle anchor. Just rest the mind, rest the attention on the sensations of the in and the outflow of the breath. Just a warm, soothing tool to help the mind settle. Like the dust settling in a pool of water. When left alone, it just sinks down to the bottom and the water becomes clear. Let the mind become like a clear, limpid pool of water. When you notice the mind gripping or grasping onto thoughts of past, present, future, emotions, sensations, any of that, you can observe, oh, there I am again. Just release with the out-breath. You don't need to label, don't need to think about it or apply some antidote. Apart from releasing, it naturally unravels. Like a snake tied up around itself in knots, all it needs to do is relax to unravel, just like the mind. Release into presence. In this way, thoughts aren't a problem. We broaden the space within our mind, within our consciousness, like a vast sky. And thoughts are like clouds forming and dissolving. No judgment. Just rest from the vantage point of awareness rather than the vantage point of thoughts. Lean back a bit mentally. Broaden your vision internally. And feel that space that's around you, but also within you. And rest in that experience of luminosity, of an illuminated awareness, vast like the sky. Yet fully, your body, your awareness is fully rooted in your body. You don't need to go up and out to find space. It's right here within you, in every cell of your being, of your mind. Settle the mind in its natural state, free of grasping, free of distraction. Now, from this basis of relaxation, of shamatha, this quiescence, calm abiding, a cool, limpid pool of water mind, from this foundation, we'll begin to integrate a bit of visualization, more of what one could call a discursive form of meditation rather than non-discursive, which is what we were at least attempting to do in the last 20 minutes or so. And stay with the breath. Stay as still as you can. Don't lose quiescence that you've cultivated. And then we'll move through, step by step, the 4 phases of sending and receiving. Tonglen. Tong is sending, and Len is receiving. And we first begin with ourselves. So feel an orb of radiant light, like the sun, at the heart chakra, the center of the heart, sternum, like an orb of light the size of an orange, radiating, warming, enlivening space, the heart center. And just breathing now, just breathe into that feeling of warmth, igniting at the heart, a kernel of light and warmth, and exhale, relaxing, aerating, and kindles this orb of light at the heart chakra. Breathing in, draw your awareness into the heart center, this orb of golden light. And breathing out, feel relaxation and that light suffusing your body. Breathing into the heart space. And breathing out, letting that light suffuse the body. So with the Tonglen, we do use the breath. The inhale is the receiving, the Len, and the exhale is the sending, Tong. Perhaps the heart feels a bit closed or blocked. With each breath, feel that softens. Each breath is aerating the heart space, enlivening it. Maybe you've come here today with a broken heart, or a sad, lonely heart. Maybe you haven't lived in the heart space for a long time. Whoever we are, wherever we're at, can practice the in-breath, enlivening that kindling that will grow into a nice, warm ember of bodhicitta, the awakened mind, the heart center, the seat of the soul. The seat of the nature of your own mind, called citta, the heart mind that resides at the heart chakra. Just feel your awareness there in the heart space. Breathing in as if you're breathing a full 360 degrees directly into the heart. Breathing out, releasing the warmth through your body, the feeling or visualization of light. And then for self-Tonglen, we add the element of the in-breath is taking in, inviting back home any exiled parts of yourself. Resistance, judgment, heartbreak, despair, anger, whatever it is. Whatever you have here in your internal atmosphere, one by one, really focus. Let the mind land on something that you've been resisting. Breathe it in, the in-breath, into that heart space, the orb of light. Then breathe out a release from the resistance, a release of struggle. The in-breath is bringing that home. And the out-breath is releasing the struggle and letting it resolve and rest. Just be. Even just allowing it to be here now with you is very healing. If you wish, you can integrate the visualization of the challenge you're breathing with is like a dark smoky vapor. Breathing that into the sunlight of the heart where it evaporates. Breathing out the remedy or the wish or prayer for healing, whatever comes to you with the out-breath. If it's anger, you might breathe in that dark smoky vapor of anger. And come home to the heart, and with the out-breath, make a prayer of loving kindness or patience. You're breathing in the feeling of not being worthy of love. Breathe it into the heart, and then with the out-breath, breathe out the remedy of knowing your full self-worth. You are lovable. Stay with it. If the mind distracts, just bring it back to the breath and the texture of the smoky vapors you inhale, evaporating at the sunlight of the heart, and the exhale is a cool, soothing breath, clearing, releasing. When you're ready, you let the mind roam, maybe land upon another thing that you would like to breathe with. Feel it in your body. You might even feel where it lives in your body. When you inhale, imagine breathing it into the heart, letting it come home. And then exhale, releasing resistance or judgment, and let it just take up the space. Let it be there with you. Compassion, spaciousness. Maybe you're tired, distracted. Breathe that into the heart. And breathe out energy, acceptance, whatever you feel is a remedy. Be a small thing or a big thing. About 10 more breaths. Self-Tonglen. And now the next phase is to practice with a loved one, bringing to mind someone who you care for, who it's easy to feel affection and love towards. And maybe this person is suffering in some way, or you feel called to invite them into this space of healing, Tonglen. But choose a loved one and then imagine them in front of you, standing or seated, perhaps remembering what they looked like last time you saw them, what they were wearing, their face, their eyes. If you can't see or visualize, that's fine, just even feeling them here with you. And whatever ailment they have, maybe suffering, illness, or challenge, or obstacles in their life, whatever it might be, see it like a cloudy vapor or smoke around them. A dark, smoky cloud. And in Tonglen, we really base the practice on the recognition that all people, all beings, just like us, want to be free of suffering. And we engage in the practice of relieving that suffering in some way. With the in-breath, feel that you're drawing in that smoky vapor, the challenge of pain. Breathe it directly into your heart. Transform it at the orb of light at your heart. And breathe out a remedy, or even just a prayer of love, spacious acceptance, whatever it might be. Breathe in the cloudy vapor. Transform it at the orb of bodhicitta at your heart. Then breathe out a cool, clear, healing breeze, remedy, soothing them, clearing that smoky vapor. Spend some time here, breathing. Inhale, take it in, transform it at the heart, the indestructible nature of your own mind. Breathe it out, offer the remedy, but without expecting any outcome. Just let it go. Stay with the breath. Stay with the visualization, feeling of what it feels like to lighten their burden, even if it's metaphorical or hypothetical prayer. May I lighten their burden. And may they feel wholeness, peace, confidence, whatever they need, liberation. Let this be intuitive. With each out breath, see their pain, their suffering, confusion, lightening, dissipating. And over the next 10 breaths or so, really see them shifting into a glowing smile on their face, an atmosphere around them, joy, liberation, whatever you feel. See them in their full flourishing as much as you can. Really envision that. Wish it for them. May it be so. And then gently dissolve that image, that being back into the space from which they came, letting go of that. And the next stage is to now work with a so-called neutral person, someone, could be even somebody in this room that you saw as you were settling in, or a male person, or somebody at the store, around the corner, somebody you see but you don't know, you don't have feelings of preference or dislike, it's a very neutral person. Just take a moment to land on someone. Once you've chosen that person, see them as clearly as you can in the space in front of you. Perhaps remembering how they looked the last time you saw them, their disposition. And intuitively you may have sensed some challenge or sadness. We don't know really, but we all carry something. And see that surrounding them like a cloud, and maintain that wish to be a benefit, relieve the suffering. Inhale, cloudy vapor directly into that luminous orb of light at your heart, where it transforms and dissolves. Breathe out, cool, clear, healing light, breeze. A remedy that you intuitively feel could help them, a prayer of loving kindness, whatever it is. Stay with the breath. And feeling how this practice affects you as well. We have no idea how it affects the others, but we do know that it can change us. See if your heart capacity, compassion strengthens and grows within you, even for those you don't know, which is most of the world. Stay with breath. over the next 10 breaths or so, really see and feel, sense that their burden is lightening. Their load is no longer so heavy on their shoulders. There's a buoyancy, a sparkle in their eye, playfulness, a joy. Really wish that for them. May you be well, may you be free from harm. May you have the causes of happiness. May you be free. And when you're ready, gently dissolve visualization. And now taking the next step deeper into the practice, working with the so-called enemy. It can be just a challenging person. It doesn't have to be a literal enemy. Somebody who triggers you or presses your buttons, family member, ex-partner, co-worker, boss. Just take a moment to scan and then let the mind rest upon somebody you'd like to work with. Maybe you've been resisting feeling any form of compassion or understanding for this person. Let's try it. We're wading in deeper waters, but you can swim. You're safe here. You're not literally working or having that person in the room. So in this hypothetical safe space, Tonglen, imagine, bring to mind this so-called challenging person. Remembering how they looked the last time you saw them. You may have feelings arise within you, that's okay. You can work with those. It's good. Challenge the edge, grow your edge a bit. See their pain, their delusion, their suffering, whatever it is that they carry or harbor. Whatever makes them so challenging, see that as a burden that they carry. And like you, even though they may not be kind, they wish to be happy, just like you do. And that's this bodhisattva practice of Tonglen. We cultivate the ability to feel compassion and even the desire to help relieve their suffering. Because we know that we become better people with suffering and delusion. So see that smoky vapor around them, and with the breath, breathing that in, this courageous moment of taking their suffering, breathe it into the heart space, luminous orb of indestructible nature of your own mind, and then breathe out a cool, clear healing, remedy, an offering, peace, truce, space, and even care. Whatever the remedy feels to you, but remember, the out-breath is like Arjuna's arrow. He has to release it, like you release the breath. Release any sense of attachment to an outcome. Inhale, drawing in the smoky vapor. Transform it at your heart. Breathe out a cool, clear, healing, breeze or light, prayer. Make it intuitive here. Let your body be relaxed, knowing and trusting the luminosity and indestructible, deathless dimension within you that has this bodhicitta, spirit of awakening, the heart of enlightenment in you. And offer whatever you feel would be of benefit to them. Take the high road here and strengthen that. Really release the impulse to distract into fantasy right now. Really stay with yourself. Stay with the breath. The mind's going to want to escape. This is challenging. Stay with it. See the so-called enemy in front of you, breathing in any pain or suffering, transform it at your heart, and breathe out. May you be well. May you be free from suffering. May your own wisdom dawn within you. Whatever comes to you, send that to them. Might not know how the other changes, but we can sense and track and feel how we might be changed. How do you feel? over the next 10 breaths or so, really feel that vapor dissipating and the dispositioning, brightening, lightening, sparkle in their eye, buoyancy in and around them. Really feel that. The so-called enemy now is flourishing and, in a sense, sloughing off the armor. They're free of suffering. Really see that for them. Wish that for them. And very gently, slowly, just let the visualization dissipate back into space of the mind. And the last step is practicing with the whole world. And what we do now is hand way back and imagine that you're on the moon and that you're gazing at the earth from the vantage point of the moon. Brilliant blue, green, and white orb of light, beauty, and yet we also sense suffering, the terror, the hunger, disease, the hardship, pollution. It's all there. Imagine the world surrounded. That smoky vapor is manifestation of that. Now you have the courage of a bodhisattva, like a superhero in a way. Bodhisattva, superhero, up on the moon, bodhicitta heart. Inhale now, this wish to relieve the suffering of the world. Transform that at the heart, and then breathe out a cool, soothing, like solar wind, you could say, a lunar wind. Just blow that, and with each breath, we'll offer prayers of well-being, peace, healing, whatever comes to mind. Stay with the breath, breathing in this metaphorical suffering of the world, like pulling it off like a vacuum, drawing it into your heart, transform in it, and release the healing remedy with the out-breath. Imagine specific countries or groups or people or areas, issues, or you can just keep it broad. Stay with the breath. Feel your heart as wide and vast as the universe. Limitless capacity within you. Feel this compassion and care. Drawing it in with the in-breath, sending prayers of healing, the out-breath. For those who are doing harm, creating war and suffering in various ways, may they awaken to their true nature and put down their weapons, put down their harmful ways. Wish that they be well as well, so they put down and stop theirs. Violence, greed. See even specific leaders or people who cause harm, see them heal clear of suffering. See those who are hungry, have food, those who are in dangerous spaces of flood or drought or fire, have relief and safety. Those who are ill, get better, heal. The animals, the insects, all the beings, trees, water spirits, earth spirits, all beings, free from suffering. How would that feel if it were true? For the next 10 breaths or so, in your visualization, really see the world flourishing. Violence ceases, pollution dissipates, everything. All the children are safe and healthy. Of all different places and backgrounds, having what they need to flourish in their lives. Then gently release the visualization, dissolving back into the space of the mind. And just rest in the afterglow. You may need to do a little self-Tonglen again, really breathing with your heart. You may even want to take a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly if that helps you come back to yourself. Breathing care, acceptance, compassion for yourself. And then we'll close with a few moments of chanting the mantra of compassion, Om Mani Padme Hum. Means Om, jewel in the heart of the lotus, Om, seed syllable for awakened mind. And just follow the melody as well as you can. I encourage you to sing even if you're shy. As an offering, as a dedication, as an extension of the Tonglen. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Dedicate any positive energy, any merit that we've gathered as a collective, and dedicate it for the benefit of all beings, like a drop of water releasing into the vast ocean of good energy. It becomes limitless. So offer that up. You know why the Dalai Lama is the way he is? Because he does this practice. His whole teaching and learning is based on the way of the Bodhisattva. And Shantideva's famous, beautiful text on the 10 perfections, actually in his book, that it's all about learning how to exchange yourself for others, for compassion for others, and feel connected with others in a way that's loving, it's familial. Isn't it interesting that that neutral category seems like kind of a nothing, but it's actually this big thing, you know? It's like most of the world is a neutral person, right? Yeah, feel free to stretch. You can stretch your legs. So we've got just about 5 minutes, so if anybody has any question, I just really think that that's important to remember, is it's not a mystery why he is the way he is, the Dalai Lama. I don't know if you've ever had teachings from him or an audience with him, or I lived in Dharamsala for a year in McLeod Ganj where he lives. His government is in exile is established there. And so I got to see him a lot. He would come out and teach a lot. And it's just so beautiful. It just makes me want to cry. You know, the texts say, teachings say that you know, make these prayers until the tears run down your face, you know. Like, that's really when the lotus of the heart blossoms. A dear friend of mine is there in Dharamsala meeting with him, E. Beckman, with this bunch of scientists. I don't know exactly why, but I feel connected right now. I just really felt his presence here. So now you can talk. If you want. You don't have to. How was that for you? You just had a tour of Tonglen. Yes. What's your name, please?
Josh.
Josh.
I found myself, like, I think I was expecting to feel more of like a loving feeling, like a kind of like delicious, connected sweetness. And I found myself through a lot of the practice feeling a lot of like more like aches and pains, and but it was there was a way that did feel kind of connected, like that did feel like I was bringing that, I was allowing that to really be here and like bringing that in more.
Yeah.
But also kind of difficult to be with because like,
Yeah.
maybe just because I wanted something different.
I know you wanted to feel good and juicy. Yeah. I know, meditation just like thumps you, you know, you think it's going to be like the last one that was really good and it's hell instead, you know, and you're stuck for an hour in a room with other people. It's totally silent. So all sorts of stuff can come up, and it's different than meditating at home. We're more disciplined when we're in a group in a way, we hold it more. So stuff can come up, aches and pains are a part of it. And believe me, for me in the last decade, pain is my guru. You know, you really get to learn from it if it's a constant friend, a teacher. So, yeah, learning to be with it and modify if you need to. Nerve pain, don't push through that. Please don't. I did, learn from me. You don't want that. Listen to the body. If you've got nerve shooting, hot electric pain, shift, lie down, do what you need to do. But if it's achy, you know, the muscles are just tired, achy, you can work with that. Work with that. So yeah, the Tonglen, sometimes it feels juicy and beautiful and you've got tears running down your face and you really connect with it, and other times it's a struggle. And that's okay. Was it your first time? No, you had raised your hand. You've done it before, right?
I've done it before, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
A few times before, not that kind of time.
Yeah. It's like you have to be, the first thing you said was, I was expecting. You know, that's just, let that be a little red flag or orange flag, whatever. Of like, oh yeah, there I go. Expecting something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just come with it fresh. Is it going to be a hell? Is it going to be heaven? Am I going to be working with pain the whole time? It's okay.
I guess it was, for a while I was like, is this a sign that I'm not doing the practice correctly?
Yeah. No, it's not. You know, we've come in with so much. Like, I don't know what you've been doing. I don't know what you ate for lunch. You know, sometimes you have a fried chicken and you feel like shit in your meditation. You know, oh yeah, connect the dots. Digestion is very much connected with how we feel. So there's a lot of factors there. If we were working one-on-one, I could talk to you. But it can, you know, sometimes you can have somatic responses to breathing in other people's stuff. That's why I'm trying to be really clear about saying this is hypothetical, it's not literal. You know, you're not literally taking someone's cancer in your body. People will say, oh, I'm scared to do that. So it's not literal, it's a prayer. You're actually growing your capacity to hold this compassion for others, even the ones you hate. So yeah, it can be achy, it can be painy, but just, you know, if you feel like you're taking on somebody's stuff, and aerate that out and realize, okay, it's not literal. Nothing can hurt my bodhicitta because it's Vajra-like, it's indestructible, like a diamond. I hope that helps. There's kind of a lot of things there, but yeah. Well, we're at time. Does anybody want to do a quick question? Anything burning? Question? Comment? You ready to go? Ready to move? Okay, static dance now. Or
that's nice.
Or some hip hop, you know, which I like better actually. All right, let's get some hip hop ecstatic dance. I don't know who's doing that kind of thing.
If you have someone you recommend.
Need something with a good bass.
Yeah. Make it happen.
Let's just put it out there.
Hip hop ecstatic dance. We actually have someone who wants to host something here called erratic dance.
Right.
It's like ecstatic dance but weirder, which is like a very Olympic-y thing. So we're working on getting that here.
Make
so
sure it's got some bass.
yeah, I'll tell him. Chandra says hip hop.
Hip hop. Something. You know, R&B. Roots. Not like.
All right, you're now director of the dance program, which I just made up for you to do.
When I was 18.
Perfect. You're hired.
Do it.
Speaking of being hired, we need volunteers.
Yay.
So if you're interested in volunteering, you could talk to me afterwards, or no, that's the way. Just talk to me afterwards. There is no second way. When you came in, you saw me like at the desk checking registrations. We always need people to do that. There's also all sorts of like stuff to do around the place. So if you have some free time, you want to give back to the community that's forming here, volunteering is the best way to do it. So chat with me after. We have a little email list. We do events that are just for volunteers. We've got every 2 months or so, we have a volunteer only meetup. And it's a great community of people who just really care about this stuff. So it's a good way to meet other people who care as much as you do about doing these practices. Coming up in September, the first, not this coming weekend, the following weekend, we have Tucker Peck and Kainan Tan all the way from Australia. Here, they're doing a workshop on meditation and psychology. So Tucker Peck is like a practicing psychiatrist. So there's going to be a guided sit and then some talking and then a lot of Q&A, and then we're going to go out for tacos. So that is the first weekend in September. We also have a couple cool movement things coming up. Nita Little will be in town. She's doing a full day workshop that is, she has a contact improv background, like all the way back to the beginning of contact improv. So that's going to be a really special day, and that's getting pretty close to sold out. So if you're interested in that, it's also on our Eventbrite. And we also have Ronya Ver here every Monday in September, except for this coming Monday. And she's also doing like a contact improv type workshop thing. Monday nights, you can come to just one, you can come to all four, you can do something in between. So again, details of that are on our Eventbrite. And then most excitingly, coming up starting on September 20th, and then every Tuesday after that, we will have Chandra here regularly. So I don't know if you guys have heard of her. She's amazing. So she'll be here every Tuesday. And I think if we ask her nicely, sometimes she'll bring her harmonium, and we may be able to get her to do Feeding Your Demons. Maybe.
Yes, I almost did that tonight.
Yes, awesome.
But I thought, I don't want to.
This is like one of my favorite practices. It's powerful. It's super powerful. Yay.
Yeah.
All right, so good.
We could even do like once a month. We could do Feeding Your Demons on a Tuesday night.
We could have it like a regular thing.
Yeah, I love doing it.
See, she's director of the dance program. She's director of the Feeding Your Demons program. And yeah, stay tuned for more dance stuff, apparently, from China. And thank you for teaching with us today. I know your back was in pain.
No,
So when you said pain is my guru, I really, felt that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Good lesson. I wish I had another lesson.
Sometimes the lesson you get is the one you get.
We don't get what we want all the time.
Yeah.
But
lesson for the day.
yeah, I love being here. Thank you. I love this place. I'm really excited about what you're doing, what Michael's doing, Eric Davis is doing.
Yeah.
I really feel the family forming, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
We're thrilled to have you. And
This space is fabulous.
Michael will be back next week. And everyone else will be back from Burning Man next week, so that'll be good. And stay for tea. See you in the lobby, hang out, say hi to your friends, and we'll see you next week. Thank you, Chandra. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, you guys. I could sit here and answer questions too, or have tea for a little bit.